Feeling overwhelmed with your to-do list and no idea who to hire next? Well, you're not alone. If you've ever Googled job descriptions or slapped together a role hoping it'll just work, this is for you. Let's fix that with a clear confidence-building framework. Moikka, I'm Marianne and I've gone from a burnt-out business degree graduate and taken what I've learned and built a real business that generates 6 figures a month for myself and my family. And I'm on a mission to help 1 million women to make them too rich to care. So today we are going to be talking about scaling your business and getting your first or next employees and who to hire next. I've gone from a one-person solopreneur to having a team of 15 people and then scaled it back to now having 6 people in the team. So what is the journey like from going from solopreneur to scaling with a small lean team? Because sometimes too many people isn't the solution, and I've definitely done my part of making all those mistakes when it comes to hiring and also firing. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the Smart CEO delegation model and the framework, and that will tell you who to hire and in which order to scale your company and buy back your time, the most importantly. And then I'm going to be sharing with you what my team looks like today and how we are planning to 10x the growth and what is the path with the team to going there and what you can learn from there, and also what you can learn from all the mistakes that I've done in the past when it comes to hiring. So when it comes to scaling your business, I've learned that through my own path from scaling my business that it comes down to 3 steps that you need to complete in order to go to the next level and the next level. So the first thing first is to get this product market fit. And what I mean by that is that the part when you start your business and there's only you or maybe a founding partner or someone, maybe an EA or like an assistant, but rarely even that. So it's mainly you and just yourself. So in that time when you are just starting out and you have the idea, it all comes down to you going out with this hypothesis and seeing if it will work. And most of the times the ideas that we have first aren't the ones that are actually going to have the product market fit immediately. So we need to test a lot of things, and it's actually even faster for us to just go and do it alone without a team. And it would be too many changes for a team to have always constantly offers changing and what you're offering change every week or so. So now when you're alone, it gives you this edge that you can now test and try anything. And once you get that product market fit, I think it's the time to take to the next level, which will be then the second part, which is the systems. So the second thing is to now build systems around that product market fit offer and the service that you're now providing. So when it comes to having a clear sales process, that this is how we sell this offer, or the delivery process, like this is how we deliver the offer, and all the other admin tasks that you have clear documented systems in place. And this might be a time where you can even have 1 or 2 team members, and we will go to that delegation model next, like in which order you will be delegating and getting the team members. But at this point, you don't have a huge team. You are just really dialing in those systems and processes. And then it comes to the third part, which is the people part. And when you have a product market fit, so a service or offer that is easily sold time and time again, week and month after month, and then you have the systems to actually be able to deliver it and to sell it really systematically, then it only comes down to the people, how fast or how far are you able to scale that business. And that is the truth. Like, I literally think that it's this simple to scale any business you might be in. And if you try to do it in any different order, which I have done, and like definitely I have taken people to my team before I had the product market fit, and all the problems came because of that, because we didn't have that product market fit yet. And then once you have the systems in place, for example, it is so much easier to get the team members in place. And it also goes the other way around, because once you have the product market fit and you probably even have the systems, that is the time when you should definitely focus. And then it becomes pretty boring, because you are just going to be repeating the same systems and processes again and again and perfecting them and making it even better and improving your business, improving the service and the offer. But the thing is that most people, when they have the product market fit, they still go back to their old self, who wants to launch new things, try new things, try new offers, try new industries, niches and everything. And that is also problematic if you have the product market fit and you have the systems and even the team, and then you still keep adding more things to the business. That is also going to prevent you from scaling your business and also buying back your time, which is ultimately what we want when we are hiring people. So when it comes to delegation, I have come to the conclusion that we should definitely do it in this specific order, which I call the SMART CEO delegation model. And in that model, the first thing to delegate is the admin work. So anything that comes to admin and like invoicing or doing some accounting stuff or like editing your videos like this or whatever it might be, I think that that is the first thing to delegate. And a lot of people make the mistake that they feel like they need to first delegate sales, for example, because they hate sales calls or something like that. But if that is the first thing that you delegate, then you are in a big risk that your business is not going to survive or last if that first sales hire isn't going to bring results as good as you are. And in the most cases, the entrepreneur themselves are the best salespeople for their businesses. So what I would do instead would be first delegate the admin, and then you have more time to focus on revenue making activities and also getting more clients, getting more money to the bank account, and that will then give you the opportunity to delegate even more. So the next thing that I would delegate would be client delivery, because that is also something that is not affecting the business negatively if there's some issues happening, because that is not so urgent. Like you can go and fix that if there is anything to be fixed. But also, of course, it's really, really important to have somebody fully focused on your clients and the results that they get. Because when you are the entrepreneur and you're maybe focusing now on sales, it will be really hard to then also focus on the delivery and all the stuff that the clients now need. And the third step would be sales and marketing. And it could be either, like it doesn't matter, I don't think, if it's marketing or sales. At least in the expert entrepreneurship space where I'm in, where mostly coaches and consultants are the ones doing the delegation. So that could be hiring a closer who will be taking sales calls and closing deals for you, or something to do with marketing, running ads for you, or whatever. And the fourth part would be leadership. So only in the last step it would be leadership, and that you are delegating the leadership of that team. And like I would say that you could run successfully and sustainably 7-figure a year business without having any other leaderships in the team. Like you can have a self-led team, people of really great professionals who don't even need that much management, but they can lead themselves. They are excited to work for your company and work besides you or next to you, and you don't even need leaders that much in the team. But if you want to scale from 7 figures to 8 figures, I want to do right now, then it will be necessary to have also leaders in your team, because it's just like really complicated to lead, for example, 10 people by yourself and still be the CEO and do all the stuff that you are supposed to do as well. What I've learned in the past is that you shouldn't just hire to grow your business, but you should actually hire to save your time and buy back your time. Really tangible example would be that instead of delegating the sales to grow the business, you would delegate the client success work to actually free up your time from you worrying about dozens of clients, for example. So definitely that is something to think about. And my current team of 6 includes executive assistant, who is directly working with me And for me, leading my life and my schedule and everything, like that is a game changer to have a really good executive assistant, full-time, only working for you. I think that that has been one of the biggest shifts in my own entrepreneurial life once I had one. So definitely, and I had mine way too late. So that is something that I would do faster if I did start it again. And the other team members that we have are operations manager who is leading the team, actually taking all the 101s, running the team meetings, and she is the one also helping me to scale the business, because my unique ability is definitely influencing and like doing the videos and building the brand, marketing. So her unique ability is leadership, leading the team, growing the team, and all the operational stuff. And then we have a client success manager, another person who actually started as an appointment setter but now is transitioning to client success manager. So she is currently doing a little bit of both. And then we have another appointment setter, a part-time, and she will be the one taking off the appointment setting once this other one is transitioned to the CSM role. And then we have a closer in the team. And we are currently looking for another closer and do some other roles. Like if you're interested, like feel free to check out our website and our careers site and the page if you would be interested in working in our team. So right now we are planning to scale the business from 7 figures a year to 8 figures a year. So it will mean like 1 million per month. And it makes me even smile because it's so exciting. Like I love growth and I just love to see what I'm capable of doing, what we are as a team capable of doing. So we are going to be doing that by growing the team. So it will actually be pretty much these same positions and same roles, but probably there will be something added to the team, like sales manager, and we currently also have a fractional chief marketing officer. It's actually a team of 2 people who are running all the marketing for us, and we also have some outsourced help with the editing and strategy with the YouTube and organic content part as well. And what our plan has looked like is that we go from 7 people to roughly 30 people, scaling in like 10x growth from 100K a month to 1 million a month. So I think the roles will be pretty much the same, just more people. So if we now have 1 closer, then we would have like 7 sales closers, for example, and a sales manager and a few more appointment setters and so on, and also lots more client success managers. But the previous mistakes that I've done when it comes to hiring is that thinking that no one wants to be my assistant or anyone's assistant, and that is why my first hire actually was operations manager, who is not the same operations manager that we have today, but that was my first hire, and I basically did all the rookie mistakes. I hired someone that I knew. I only got a few applicants and I just hired directly. I don't think I even interviewed anyone else than this one person that I then ended up hiring. And it took me a year to realize that that was a wrong person in a wrong role. So I wouldn't say that she was a bad person, that she wasn't good at what she did. If we are in a phase where we were at that point, like I should have had somebody who had already maybe had some experience of doing and going from where we were to where we wanted to go, so that it would have made more sense. That was so hard for me personally to fire someone who I had been closely working for over a year at that point. So what ended up happening was that I got traumatized by this experience, and I couldn't even see myself finding anyone to that role again. So our current operations manager was actually someone who had started already a couple of years ago as a client success manager, and now she had to sell me this idea that she will be taking more responsibility in the team, because she saw that in order for us to grow, we need that, and I need that. So I'm really grateful that she did that, and now we have the best dynamic with my operations manager and me, and I think it was the best way for her to start in another role and really get to know the business and not just come like outsider coming and being the operations manager. Like I think that could work, but like for us that was the best thing. And also another mistake when it comes to thinking that people don't want to be assistants and then finding myself hiring a manager, that is a mistake, because of course you can't just like throw on things to someone whose title is operations manager, so their expectations are so different. And because I thought that nobody wants to be an assistant, the next hire to that type of role was a sales coordinator, even though we would have just needed an executive assistant or some kind of admin assistant. So for me, it took a couple of hires to understand finally that, okay, well, what I need is the assistant. So definitely that is one mistake that I would now say to any entrepreneur, that even though you wouldn't want to be anyone's assistant, there are people who are really happily other people's assistant and in a support roles. And another mistake was that not thinking about my company's best when it comes to making decisions. So I think that as entrepreneurs, we always need to be mindful of what is the best for the business. And sometimes it might mean that now it's best to take care of the team and do something for them. And another time could be that the best decision for the company is to take that hard conversation, even though it's not fun for you, it's not fun for the team, but it is best for the company. So I think that is something like, I have been a people pleaser. I've tried to be really nice to everybody, and I have not been able to do the best decisions when I've tried to please someone in the team, for example, and not just think about the best for the company. And being a CEO is hard. Like, that is really, really hard. Being an entrepreneur is hard. And for you, you might be alone with your decisions and nobody might not understand why are you making those decisions. And the best thing for you to do in those moments is that you say to yourself that you know why you are doing the decision and you know what led to that decision. And even though you can't tell every single detail to your team and everybody around you, you know why you're doing that and you are doing the best that you can with the knowledge that you have. So like, being really your best friend is really important, and not be too hard on yourself, because being an entrepreneur and being a CEO it's hard, like, let me tell you. And you of course that yourself as well. And the third mistake and the final mistake is definitely not trusting my intuition. And that is really something that I wish that I had done, because in all cases where I have needed to let go someone, for example, in the team, I have known already a lot earlier, even maybe in the hiring phase, that there was some little thing that was telling me that there is not everything like now right with this person, for example. So definitely, like, trusting your intuition in leadership, that is something that I still am learning myself, and I really wish that I had done it before. I would have saved myself from a lot of mistakes, expensive mistakes. But we are here to learn, and I really hope that this brought you value that will maybe hopefully save you from at least even like one mistake, because you now heard it from me first. So hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.